said, my name is Josh, and I'm the creative director here at Fundraising Films. We produce engaging visual tools for nonprofits to maximize their fundraising campaign donation results. Our goal is to help your organization communicate your impact in powerful and unique ways using engaging visuals. And for over 20 years, we've created campaign content for both for-profit and nonprofits as far as India. And we put that experience and expertise into all of our fundraising films products, training, resources, and services. And just want to thank Marina again and the Florida Association of Nonprofit team for the opportunity to present to you guys today. And thank you all for tuning in, and we will jump right in. In today's presentation, we'll explore how to use video in your online fundraising campaigns and discover how using video in those campaigns can produce powerful fundraising results. More specifically, we'll look at how to use video templates. We'll look at how to add video to your email. And lastly, we'll look at how to add video to a campaign landing page. And before we get going, a couple of housekeeping notes. This is, as Marina mentioned, a part two of a three-part webinar series where over the last few weeks, we've taken a dive into the fundraising campaign creation process. We have one more webinar in this series coming up on Wednesday, November 4th at 1 p.m. And that's in about 2 weeks. These webinars are a sneak preview of our comprehensive online fundraising campaign training course that will begin pre-sales for on November 4th, but we'll talk about that more towards the end of the presentation. You can post your questions in the chat as we go along, and I'll take short breaks throughout the webinar to answer those questions best I can. And then I'll also be providing links to this webinar and the slides for you after the conclusion of this presentation via email before the end of the week. So before we begin, we'll take a quick recap of kind of what we've been looking at over the last couple of weeks. And the main thing that we kind of talked about last time was the charity funnel. We reviewed the benefits of creating an all-digital online fundraising campaign and the power that video has in its ability to communicate your organization's message and impact. More specifically, we looked at this charity funnel and the campaign life cycle and explained why creating a variety of content is necessary all along this path. So on the left-hand side of this charity funnel, you're working to gain the supporters. In the middle, you're working to keep your supporters. And then on the right-hand side, you're looking to grow your supporters. And there's a lot of steps that happen along this charity funnel. And along all of these steps, you want to have some sort of video-based message to communicate. It can be a 30-second video. These days, shorter is better. People's attention spans are really, really small. So a lot of times people will create one video and then use it for the entire year. The problem with that is that once a supporter sees it once, they won't want to see it again. So you'll want to create a number of different videos that can go along your campaign and articulate that message throughout the year, all along these steps. So one way that you can create campaign content, we reviewed how you should really use YouTube as an integral part of your online campaign video strategy. We discovered how you could host your own webinar, your own 45-minute webinar, and then you could cut that webinar into a bunch of smaller parts. One 45-minute webinar will give you 15 3-minute videos that would give you enough content to disperse 3 videos every week for over a month. So just one webinar gives you a ton of content that you can keep putting out on social media, that you can keep putting out on your website or on your landing page. And it gives people a reason to come back to these various channels that you have. The more that you can bring people back to your website, the higher the chances that you will actually get a new donor or a new member, or you will be able to get people to participate in your mission, in your organization's mission. So uploading your content to YouTube is pivotal when creating a digital fundraising campaign, because the YouTube link that is generated by YouTube can be used everywhere within your campaign. And we'll look into this a bit more closely later in the presentation. We also talked about in our previous webinar how content is king. What we're trying to do is figure out a way to quickly generate content, video content, to help make the online fundraising campaign stand out. And the best way to make it stand out, people love video. You know, they're quicker to watch a video than they will to read a blog post. If you have a blog post and you put a video with it, they'll probably watch the video first and then decide whether they want to continue on with reading the actual post. So as we mentioned earlier, you can use webinars to generate this content, but you can also use video templates with stock footage to help you quickly create, content as well. So we're going to look into that a little bit more today. So instead of having to create this stuff from scratch, there's a lot of tools out here that we can use, and I'll show you today that you can use to quickly generate content without having to shoot anything the creativity is pretty much baked in. You just have to change the colors and change the title. So the first thing we'll look at are video templates. There are a number of video template creation platforms out there. These are a number of them that I would suggest. The benefit of these particular video template providers are that they offer nonprofit centric templates. So there's a lot of template providers out there, but there's not actual companies that provide templates for nonprofits. These actually provide templates for nonprofits. So it's a great way. They're high quality templates. They do require a monthly subscription. And again, I'll provide links to each of these solutions here, but they're really high quality. They're really great. What we're going to actually look at today, though, is iMovie in particular here on the left-hand side. iMovie, like we mentioned in our previous webinar, is a powerful free piece of software that comes pre-installed on all Apple devices, including tablets, phones, and computers. Absolutely free. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to, on most devices, at least 2017 and newer, you don't even have to install it. It's already on there. If you're not an Apple user, maybe an Android user, there is a piece of software that's comparable, which is called LumaFusion. It's not free, unfortunately, but it is comparable to iMovie, and in some respects is a bit more powerful, than iMovie. iMovie comes pre-installed with templates, so they're free. The software is free, the templates are free. You don't have to do anything. It's already on if you have an iPad, an iPhone, an iMac, a computer, any Apple device, you already have this at your disposal, and it doesn't cost anything to use it. So we'll look at this. I'll show you guys how to use this to create campaign videos here in just a second. So now that we've chosen our campaign template software, which today we're going to be using iMovie, we got to figure out what we're going to put in iMovie. Like, how are we going to make videos in iMovie? So the next part is we need to have stock footage. We need to have some sort of footage that we can use. The best footage is the footage that you already have. So whether it's a webinar that you did, or if it's if you have your organization and you've been using your cell phone to record footage, it's much better to always use footage that you have, as long as it's reasonably quality. It doesn't have to be the best. It just has to be, you just have to be able to see it. But to make it more personable, you want to use your own footage. But if you don't have good footage, don't let that be an excuse. You can use any of these solutions here. The one at the top, Art Grid and Art List, are the ones that I prefer, simply because the subscription gives you access to both stock footage and stock music at the same time, and it's royalty free, meaning you can use it in any campaign. You can use it on YouTube. YouTube won't flag the video. You can use it as many times as you want. So you can put it on social media, on your website, on your social media, and it's free to you. It's once you do pay a membership, but once you pay your membership, it's free to use, unlimited. So, and they have really, really high quality videos, and I just love their quality of videos. But they also do have Shutterstock and Storyblocks as well, and a million others. You just type in stock footage, into Google, and you'll find all sorts of stock footage solutions. But this is a great way to be able to get high quality footage for your campaigns without having to shoot anything. And since the holidays are right around the corner, we're going to create a holiday promo that we can use to promote our holiday donation campaign. So we're going to jump into a quick demo, and we'll see about creating a holiday promo really quickly. So I'm going to jump into iMovie really quickly. All right, so let's jump into iMovie. We'll come over here. So iMovie is, like I said, it's free on every iDevice. Can you guys still see my screen? Good? Okay, awesome.
Yes, can.
Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna create a new movie here. And basically you have two options when you hit the plus sign here, which is to create a movie or a trailer. Trailers are really fun. We'll have to look at that in another training session, but today we're just gonna create a quick movie. So the movie that we are going to create, we have a number of different windows here. The one on the left-hand side is the media area. Basically, this is all of the stuff that's on your computer. So you can basically go to anywhere on your computer to find media here on the left-hand side. Right here, there's an arrow in the middle that says import media. That's where you actually bring your videos in. Here on the right-hand side, where this black box is, that's a viewer window. That's where you actually view your the movie that you've created. And then at the bottom here is your timeline. This is where you actually assemble your clips to create a cool video. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to choose a template. So you go to Window and then Theme Chooser right down here from the menu at the top. Window and Theme Chooser. And then it brings up a bunch of different templates that you can use to create whatever it is that you want to. What we're going to create today is a holiday photo album. So we're going to use some video to make a cool photo album that we could share with supporters to kind of show what we've done throughout the year for, let's say, education. So we've done a lot of great work in the community with education this year. And we want to share some video in a kind of photo album style. So as you can see, there's all kinds of different ones that you can choose from here. And you can customize them to your liking, but we'll choose photo album. So that's the photo album. And now we need some footage. So let's jump over to one of my favorite, stock footage platforms, which is ArtGrid. And as you can see here, you can basically select education. So here's education. We have education selected here on the left-hand side. And as you can see, there's all kinds of education video clips here. So you can choose any of them. Here's a really cool one. You roll over the thumbnail and it shows the graduates throwing their hats in the air. So you have an awesome thing here that you can choose. I chose a number of clips earlier, and give me just a second. I'll show you the clips we chose. So we have a number of clips. I got this clip here. That's a awesome close-up. Some students doing some work. We got some students doing some science work here. We also have some students talking, and then they're graduating. So we got a number of clips here that we can use to create a basic story, and that's what we're gonna do. So essentially, from ArtGrid, you just download the clips. The clips download directly to your computer, and as far as getting them into iMovie, it's as simple as just dragging them from your computer and you drop them right into iMovie. So now we have 5 clips that we downloaded from the internet that we can now use in our holiday promo that talks about education. So you simply, again, take these clips. If you want to use these 5 clips, you just drag them down into the timeline. And now we have 5 clips down in the timeline. As you can see, we have a number of clips down here that we can now edit down to this length that we want. Now, currently, here in the middle, it shows that this clip is about a minute 28 seconds long. That's a little long. Each of these clips you see here are different lengths. This graduation length is pretty long, so we'll just shrink that down. You just grab it from the right-hand side and you bring it down to where you want it to be. So that clip was almost 30 seconds long. We're gonna make it really short. We're gonna make it like 5 seconds long. So we'll make it 5 seconds long. And you know what? I think this should be the end because, you know, they're graduating. You want to show the result. That's the end result. So all you do is just drag and drop it. And now you have it at the end of the presentation. So as you can see, editing is just a matter of just really just dragging and dropping clips here. We'll also shrink this clip down as well to be shorter. We'll make all of them maybe 5 seconds long. So we'll take them all down, and you see the length indicator at the top there. We'll take them all down to about 5 seconds long. So let's take a look at what we have so far to see what it looks like. And let me just double check here on my screen sharing. So, okay, so let's take a look and see what we have so far. So as you can see, the first one is the clip of the books, and then it jumps in right into the books. And then we have a transition that happens to go to the students. And then the next one fades to these students. And then we fade again, or we go to a cool transition, like a photo transition. So it automatically puts that photo transition in. And then we end with an awesome video there of the graduates there. The cool thing is again, I didn't really like how we went from these students to these students. It was a little jarring to me. So again, we'll just use this clip and move it here between. And we'll also shorten this clip a little bit as well. So we'll shorten that clip. And again, it's just a matter of dragging it to the size that you want to. And so we want to also customize it a little bit. So this is called My Movie 9. That's no good. So you just go up here to the viewer window, you double click on the name of the movie, and we'll call this education photo book. We'll try that. So we have education photo book. So let's go back to the top and see there it is. We just changed it just that quick. So you just change it like that, and you can change it to anything. You can make that the name of your organization. So if the name of your organization, for us, it's Fundraising Films. got, oh, let's get the eye right there. We now have Fundraising Films there. Just that quick. So you change that, and then at the end here, you could have an awesome call to action. It defaults to directed by, but you could say, you know, act now. And you could put your web address there, www.nonprofit.com. And now we have a new title there at the very end of our presentation. So as you can see, it automatically puts the theme. I'll go a little slower here so that you can kind of see the transitions. So this transition here is pretty cool. It goes with the photo book, but it automatically animates it for you. So it gives you this awesome photo book transition that you don't have to do anything to make happen. It just automatically does it for you. And within just a few minutes, we have an awesome 30-second clip here that we didn't have to shoot anything for, that we didn't have to pay anything for other than the stock footage in this particular thing. But as far as the software, we didn't have to pay for the software. And we have a pretty high quality video in just a few minutes. So that's the power of iMovie. We have one more step that we want to do really quickly. We need to now take this video and get it onto YouTube. So let's take this video out of iMovie and put it into YouTube. So you have two ways that you can do this. You can actually share it. So you go to File, and then you go to Share. And then there's a number of ways that you can share it. You can share it directly to email. You can share it to YouTube. You can share it to Facebook, Vimeo. You can make it images. But today we're going to do it directly as a file, just because later we're going to be doing something with that file. So we're going to just make a file. It's called MyMovie9. We'll leave it that for right now. You can change the size of the video. We'll make it a little smaller because we're going to use this for a separate, we're going to put this in email, so it doesn't need to be the highest quality. And then we'll hit next. We'll choose a place and we'll just put it here on the desktop. And right here in the corner, you'll see that this means it's exporting. So we're now taking the file that we just created and we're putting it outside of the editor, and it's already done. So let's close iMovie and take a look at what we have here with our file. Let's see. So the file that we have here, this is our awesome film that we just created. Oh yeah, really quickly too, before we do that, let's run in here really quickly. Let me just go back. You guys might not be able to hear it here, but one other thing is that you got to have some music. So if you want some music, again, you just go to your browser here from your computer and drag in whatever music you want. So then we have this clip, this music, drag it in. There it is. Now we have a campaign video with music. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's some pretty cool music. And again, you just grab it from the side here, you pull it in, and then you can even pull this little piece here to fade out the music right there. And so just within a few seconds, we have a campaign video with music. So that's, so let's export that again so that we can have the music this time. So we'll export, File, Share, and then File. And we'll export, we'll call this one 10. And we'll export it again. And now it'll have music this time. We'll put it on the desktop here. And give it just a second to come out of here. It's rendering right now. And within a couple of seconds, we're already have a brand new clip with music now. So we'll get rid of the one that we previously created. And here is the new one. So we just created this like within just a few. So that's our campaign video. It's not my best work, but so let's get it up on YouTube really quickly because we'll need this for later. So we'll go here to YouTube and we will upload the video. It's literally as simple as just dragging it again and dropping it there, and it's going to upload here. In our previous webinar, we talked about creating descriptions and all of that. We're not going to really follow that here today. Unfortunately, there's a whole thing that you kind of need to do here, but for the sake of time, all we need here is this video link. So over here to the right-hand side, you'll see a little blue thing and it gives you a video link. This is what we need right here for later. So we're going to grab that video link and we have our video link for later. And it already created an awesome little thumbnail for the video already. So let me just select this video link here. I'll just throw that up here for later. And our video is already on YouTube. So we already have a video on YouTube. So that video we just created is right there on YouTube, ready for the campaign to get going. So there we go. We got a video. We'll leave this alone for now and we'll get back to our presentation. So give me just a second to open back my presentation here. All right. So that's that. So right now I'll pause here for a second just to answer any questions. Does anybody have any questions about templates and stock footage and all of that kind of stuff? I see Marsha there.
Yes, I put in the chat box. I understand with your photos and all that, but it has the name ArtGrid on it. Typically when you have purchased photos, it gets rid of that. It's usually just when you download before you've paid. But I see the name was still on your photos.
That is absolutely right. That is absolutely right. So once you've paid for the subscription, it gets rid of the watermark. So yep. So that is absolutely right. So once you paid, no watermark.
It'd be kind of embarrassing to show something.
Yeah. Absolutely. So any other questions, or are we pretty together and clear on kind of where we're at this point with the presentation?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we'll keep going. So now that we have our video on YouTube, we can go ahead and start working on adding that to email. So I'm going to show you how to do it using two pieces of free software. One is called QuickTime Video Player. And again, this is on every single iDevice. It's on everything. So QuickTime Video Player is a free piece of software. It's on every single iDevice. And Giphy is a piece of software that allows you to make GIFs. So I'll explain a little more. Now, before we get into creating, putting video in an email, the biggest question is, why do you want to put video in email anyway? Like that's the big question. Why would you even want to put email in a video? And the answer is because you want your emails to stand out and to be opened. People receive so much email that it can be challenging to get yours seen or get yours opened. And so you want to do something that just grabs attention. In the emails that I've sent out with videos included, I've seen substantial open rates increase. So when you put a video in there, it's just something that grabs your eye. It just immediately, like, even if you don't care about what the description is, if it just has something moving, it just grabs your eye, and you just kind of want to just see what it is. So so the other thing to note before we move on is that actual video files can't be put directly into email per se, because video sizes are usually too big to go directly into email. So you don't want to actually put the video file in the email, because either it's not going to send because there's usually a 20 megabyte size limit, or it's going to get flagged and it's going to get sent to spam because the thing is too big. So really what we're doing in this exercise is we're going to create a GIF or GIF, however, people say GIF, GIF. So we're going to create one that actually serves as a button to the video. So we're not actually putting the video in per se, but we kind of are. And so it will link. That's why we needed that YouTube link from earlier, because we're going to create a GIF that links to that YouTube video. So let's take a look at how we are going to do that. So the next demo, we're going to take that same video that we just created here, our awesome campaign video right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to right click on it, and we are going to duplicate it, because we don't want to ruin the video that we already created. And so now that we've duplicated it, let's open it up in QuickTime Player really quickly. And here we have it, the video here in QuickTime Player. You can see we have our video here. And what we want to do to make a GIF is, it can't be, this is 37 seconds long. We can't have a 37-second long GIF. A GIF's max size is 5 seconds. So we need to get it here to the 5-second mark. Now, in the first 5 seconds of this video, it's the same thing. So maybe we could choose it like from here. So here to here to here, something like that. Maybe we could choose like that little 5 seconds. So what we'll do is we will go up here to trim, and trim is under edit and then trim. And so now we can basically, again, you can just pull the left hand handle to where you want the video to start. So we'll start the video here, and then we'll pull this one from the back to here, and it's showing you up there at the top how long the clip is. So we want the clip to be 5 seconds long. So we're gonna go from 9. So we'll do something like that. Let's see, we got 9. Hold on. So we'll go here to 14. All right, and then over here at the right-hand corner, we'll hit trim. So we have a 4-second clip. So here's our 4-second clip. So that's our video. Okay. Okay. So that's been edited, and we can basically just close that out. So we'll save it. We'll call this nonprofit. Okay. And we will save this to, again, the desktop here. Oops. We'll save that to the desktop. And now we have a new shorter clip here. So that's the short clip that we have. We basically just cut down the previous clip into a shorter clip. So now we'll run over here to Gliffy here, here's the website. Basically, when you get here, it's a GIF. So basically, they have all kinds. You can pull any kind of GIF that you want. It's an awesome website because they have so many different ones. Like you can type in happy or sad or whatever. You can embed any of these in your emails, in your social media, in your on your website. All of these will work. So they're a great way, again, to kind of draw attention to your content. You don't even have to create this stuff. This stuff is free and it's royalty free. You can use any of these that you want to. So awesome stuff here, but we're going to create our own. So we're going to upload our file. And again, we're just going to drag it here. Kind of cool little little thing that it has here that you can just drop your file right there. We'll tag it. We'll call it nonprofit campaign. And we're tagging it just so that we can find it. So we will upload this here. And basically it'll just take a second to upload the our video that we created there. And we have a new GIF that we just created. We created a GIF from scratch. So we have a new GIF. So we basically click here and we hit download. The second one is the social button. We hit download here in the middle. And we download our GIF, and now it's on my computer and we can see it here. It's a very small version of it, but it's the same video that we just cut, and you can kind of see it's small. But this is what we're going to use to put in our email so that we can kind of draw some attraction to our email. So the way that we're going to do it today is for my email campaigns, I like to use MailChimp, but you can use Constant Contact, or you can use really any email. You can even use Gmail. So you can drag these right into Gmail if you just want to use it in Gmail. But I'm going to use it in MailChimp. We're going to create a really quick campaign, and we are going to make an email template here. So we'll click on email template. And since it's a holiday promo, we're going to do this one, the Fall Colors holiday promo here. And it'll take a second for it to load up. And so we have our holiday promo here. And right up here at the top, I think this would be a great place to put, the campaign. So basically, we'll click on the icon here, the pencil icon here, and we will click replace. And what we'll do is we'll upload the GIF that we just created. And we're uploading that here, and it'll take a second. And just like that, within our email, we have the GIF from the video that we just created now embedded in our email campaign. So we just created this from scratch. So, we've been on the call for just a little bit, but you can see how quickly you can take, a campaign template, you can use some stock footage, and you can create a GIF and then put this in your email to start quickly generating content. You can do it in a matter of minutes to just quickly, embed these videos right within your next campaign. So that's how you can add, video to your emails. Let me share my screen again here. Oh, hold on just a second. Get rid of that. So yeah, again, do you guys have any questions about how you can put video in email? I see Marcia.
Yes. Okay. Now, will the receiver see that with an arrow to hit to play, or will it automatically play?
It will well, it depends on their email client. So email clients, depending on, how it's set up, can do a number of different things. Most will automatically play it, but certain email clients, like if you have Gmail, which so many people have Gmail. So if you have Gmail, it's automatically going to play. It's usually when people set up their own custom email clients that it might not play because of some security settings that they have, where they might have some extra firewall protections or some extra spam filters going that it might not play. But typically with most people's emails, they just set them up. It'll play most times.
Okay, I have a second question, if that's okay, because I've actually had somebody do something similar, but I don't know how it was created. And it was an arrow, and it was a fuller video. So I'm wondering why you would have to do the 5-second thing if there's a way to just embed what you already had on YouTube. The link, if that's embedded there, that they click on it, why wouldn't you want to have the full video instead of 5-second, which would be kind of difficult, I think, for some of us just to reduce it to 5 seconds.
So the 5 seconds is really a preview that is more so to just be something that you want somebody to click on. That example that we just created there is more so just an example. In a better version of it, you would have some sort of like call to action, like click here, or or a play button. You can put a play button on it or something that will just compel somebody to click it. Once they click it, they're then taken to YouTube to then finish watching the video there.
Okay, so again, my main question is if I wanted to just say a full minute video and then have more information below in the email, is there a way to just do that without going to the GIF thing? And there's creating the video, uploading it to YouTube, and somehow opening up MailChimp and just putting in the link. So let's say it's a minute.
So you can add a video that way, but it still does the same thing, which is it creates a link. The problem with doing it that way is that when you create just a video directly within the email itself, it will just show a thumbnail that's frozen. So you don't get any movement in the thumbnail. And it still does the same thing, which is when you click on the thumbnail, it takes you to YouTube. And so what we're trying to do is really make the thumbnail animate and kind of grab people's attention a little bit more. So if you do it directly from YouTube, it's just static. It's just like a static image. But if you do it this way, it kind of will grab people's attention and hopefully will make them click on it a little bit quicker, so you can do it either way. But in this way, you'll probably grab some eyes a little bit more than if it's just a still image, because a lot of times people are scrolling so quickly, they'll see that still image and won't even realize it's a video. But if it's moving, they'll say, oh, what is that? And then they'll say, oh, let me click that. Let me see what this is, So we're really just trying to grab your eye a little bit more.
It's just a shame it's only 5 seconds.
Right. But it takes you to the full length video. So once you click it, it takes you directly to the full length video.
Oh, okay.
Right. See, the actual video, GIF is 5 seconds, but that when you click it, it takes you to the full length video. So the full length video could be an hour, it could be 2 hours, it could be any length.
So how are you connecting the GIF to what you created on YouTube? I must have missed that.
You know what? Let me jump back in here really quickly. I'll show you how that works. And you're absolutely right. So we have our GIF here, and so it's running in repeat. You don't have to play it; it automatically plays automatically. So the way to do that is you just click here on the this pencil icon above the GIF right here.
Right.
And then over here to the right-hand side, right up under image, there's a thing that says link. And so you click link there, and then you basically just copy and paste. So this is our video from YouTube. You copy and paste that YouTube link that we created earlier right there. And then you have some advanced options here, which is to open it in a new window, which is what you want to prefer, because you don't want it to get them away from your email. You want it to pop up, open a whole new window. And so you click that. You can put a title attribute here as well. So you could put video, nonprofit video. You can put anything here. That way, when they roll over it, they know what it is. So nonprofit video. And you hit insert. So now let's go to preview mode. So this is how our email will look to them when they receive it. So this is how it'll look. And then when they click here, it automatically opens up YouTube where the whole video will automatically play. So that's kind of how that works. So you can basically have any length of video. It doesn't matter. This is just 5 seconds. This is basically a 5-second preview. That's basically what it is. A 5-second preview of what you can get. And that nonprofit video that we had there pops up too when you hover over it. And it also works on mobile as well, which is awesome because when they're on their mobile phone, this is really where it gets them, because when they're scrolling through their email, they see that little clip and they're like, what's that clip? What's this? Why is this moving? It kind of compels you just to click it, you know? And so, and again, you can put buttons there to like click here or click now, or, you know, you can put like little buttons on it so that you can literally make them want to click it.
Right, so how do you put that button on? How do you do the button?
So to do a button, it's very simple as well. You simply, go back to iMovie and you can go back to our clip here. And so here's our, clip here, and we can go here. Hold on just a second. Let me grab let me move my little window here. Get that out of the way. So basically here in iMovie, they have a bunch of like titles that you can click on here. So there's a ton of titles. So if you wanted to quickly just add a title that says like click here, you could add one of these. And so you just basically just drag and drop it from here. So that's that. You can put click here, something like that. This is very, rudimentary. You could get like real buttons. This is, just on the fly here. But as you can see, when you play the clip, you see it says click here, so you can quickly put a click here, like, button or something like that there. Of course you can get more fancy. So you could put like a real YouTube button if you wanted to. But for the sake of this, demo, it's, I can't create something from scratch in this one, but it gives you an idea. You can pull these down and just, create a click here button, really quickly, if you wanted to. So you just basically go to iMovie and then just put a button image over your video to, make them want to do it and kind of go back through that same process that we talked about.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. I think I saw Shirley had a question.
Yes. If you want to add, a voice to it, I know the music is really nice if your pictures tell the story, but sometimes you'll actually have to explain what's in the video, or what you're trying to convey to them.
Absolutely. And
So how do you
the best way to do it is with your trusty cell phone. Most cell phones have a recording feature.
Right.
And we spoke about it before, but if you have what I have on right here, a lavalier mic, you can plug your lavalier mic directly to your phone. And most phones have a recorder So some sort of recording app, and if it's not already installed, you can just go onto your app store, and there's bound to be a free recording app. You know, you record your voiceover, and the same thing applies. Once you finish recording it, you hook up your cell phone to your computer, and you take that file from your from your phone to your computer, and then from there to iMovie. And so that's how you can kind of get some voiceover into iMovie, but you can use the cell phone. Awesome. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Well, first of all, there's a Q&A in the chat from David, I think. It's David Carlson, if you want to answer his.
Yeah, and so this is a great question about it being available for, you know, general use to the public. I believe there's a way that you can make them private, but I am not 100% sure. I believe there's a setting here that you can go in to make it private, but I don't 100% know. What I do know is that, you know, if you don't tag it, there are so many, there are so many gifts in here. You know, if you wanted it to be private, you know, it essentially would be, because it would be almost impossible to find it without a tag. But that's a good question, and I can, you know, look into that to see if maybe we could, you know, make them private, you know.
And my quick question was, when I spoke to you earlier in the presentation, when I think I went to your site with the fundraising, and whatever I did click, that woman was, you know, so is that an example of what you're explaining?
That's a great example. That's a great example. This one just went to a different way. So, and I'm glad thank you for bringing that example up, because these links don't have to go to YouTube. So if you have one of these gifts in your email, it can go to your website, it can go to your social media, it can go to your landing page. Literally, you can put any link in there that you want that gift to go to, which is also awesome as well, because then you can really send your you know, your donors, your members, and your supporters exactly to where you want them to go. So that's an awesome you know, feature there as well, that you can put any link there. You know, you go here, and it, you know, when you come back to your email, basically this link here can be anything. And as you can see, you can even have it open up an email. You can have it open up a file. So if you had a file online, it can download a file immediately. So if you have a file, it can download a file. You can literally make it pretty much, this GIF, it can do almost anything. It's seemingly, it's much more powerful than meets the eye.
Josh?
Yes.
The time is up. You need like 10 more minutes or 5 more minutes?
I can wrap this up in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So let's really quickly look at, landing pages. And in the final section today in the presentation, we'll quickly go through adding a video to your campaign landing page. But before we do that, again, we need to figure out what a landing page is. So you have your main website, which has like all of the pages and all sorts of information about your organization. It's kind of like a living document that grows over time. It's great for donors who want to take a deep dive into all of the various facets of your organization, but it can be difficult for them to find specific information about new initiatives or programs that you might have. And so this is where a campaign landing page comes in. A campaign landing page is a very focused campaign page that you can use to deliver very concise campaign messages to your donors. It's normally a one-pager that only has information on it about the current campaign that you're running. You really shouldn't put a bunch of information on it. It should be very focused on whatever your campaign mission and goal is. They're designed to quickly serve the information to your donor so that they can sign up, donate, become a member, whatever it is that you want them to do. A couple of reasons that you want to do a landing page over a website. They're easy to update, meaning that instead of having to reach out to your developer to help update your website, they have a lot of landing page creation software online that's super easy to use. If you can use Facebook, then you can create a landing page. It's also really quick, so you can quickly make a landing page in a matter of moments. And then lastly, you can track your campaign's success on a landing page, because if people are going to your website, they can come from so many different ways. They can come from a business card, or they can come from, your social media. So you don't really know kind of how or where they're coming from. But on a campaign page, you know that they're there for that campaign. And so, unfortunately, we're kind of out of time here. So let me just show you an example of a campaign landing page really quickly. Our sister company is Chaos Productions. That's our sister company. And so here on Chaos Productions, we have a ton of information. We have all the information about everything. We have every video, and we have clients, and you can dig into here and keep seeing all kinds of stuff. We have about us and process and all kinds of stuff. You can just dig in as much as you want on Chaos Productions. Plenty of content here. We also have a campaign landing page. This landing page here is just about a pro video promotion that we were running at a while back. And so this just has sales information. And the entry point for this, when this campaign was running, was our brochure. So basically, we had a brochure. The brochure had a link in it, and that link would take you to this website. So I knew where people were coming from for this. So I knew where the traffic was being generated. So I could see, what kind of results my campaign was having. But as you can see, it's very short. It's one page. It has 3 sections, which is information about video, where you can actually request information for the offer, and then the offer. That's it. That's it. So that's kind of what you want a campaign landing page to do. You want it to be very quick, something that people can scroll through and don't have to waste a lot of time on. So that's an example, of a campaign landing page. What I'll do is I will, in the video of this particular video, I'll include the additional demo for creating the actual video, putting a video on a landing page. I will include that in the YouTube upload of this webinar, since we're kind of out of time here. I'm sorry, guys, that we ran out of time. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at really quickly before I let you guys go. As I mentioned before, this is a free sample of our upcoming comprehensive online training course that we'll be releasing here in November. We'll be going on a deep dive through all of the campaign creation processes much more deeper. Instead of just having this 1 hour, we'll break these things out into comprehensive training, step-by-step guides, so that you can really do a follow-through of creating a course, a campaign from front to back. Our online fundraising campaign course will take a deep dive into creating these pieces from front to back, and that way you can take the guesswork out of creating that campaign. So you can sign up today by just going up to our website, fundraisingfilms.org, to enter your email address, and that's pretty much it. And if you'd like to receive a free trial membership, for the online training courses, we'll be offering those as well. If you've been attending these webinars, then that's all you have to do. So if you're here, then you get a free pass for the courses. You don't have to pay for it. You'll get to get the first few courses free. And so at this point, I just want to say thank you so much for your time. Very much so appreciated.
Joshua, thank you so much for sharing your expertise.
Absolutely, absolutely. My pleasure.